Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a very, very long time. A very, very long time. Way too long. So much has happened in the last 2 months. Summer was very busy for us. We got a puppy, which I will introduce to you guys very, very soon. He's just sleeping right now. He has his cone on because we just got his boy parts, boy parts done. And so he's in a cone right now and it looks like a really, really just sad case scenario. We got him July 1st and ever since then it's been just crazy, crazy busy with him. Summer stuff with the girls. They're finally back in school. They're loving it. It's a grade 1 in kindergarten for them. I feel like finally I'll have more time to dedicate to putting up more videos. And today's video is super exciting, you guys, because we're going to be talking about NATASHA DENONA and her collection. Her latest collection, My Dream Palette, My Dream Cheek Trio. These products, I won't blabber too much about them because you'll see. You'll see how it goes from beginning to end. It starts off not so good, ends up really, really spectacular actually. Let's get straight into this video. We're going to do, of course, swatches. We're going to do this eye look. We're going to apply all the face products, the lip products, and yeah, let's get straight into the video. Okay, I'm so excited to finally film this video, and I haven't watched any videos. I was so tempted to see what everyone else is saying about the palette, but I don't think it would have been fair. I don't think that would have been a true first impression. I don't want ideas being popped into my head, whether good or bad. You know what I mean? I want this to be completely my, honest thoughts on it. And right off the bat, I'm going to be saying to you guys that I'm cautiously excited or optimistic about it. And only because of the shades. There's still a bit more purple than I would have liked to see. And that's just a personal preference. This is not my dream palette. This is Natasha's dream palette. Just based on a lot of her videos on the palette, introducing it, she does like purple eye looks. My dream palette, and I'm sure it's different for everyone, my dream palette is just literally neutrals, bronzes, champagnes. Like that to me is my dream palette. We'll see how I get along with it. I think the quality based on swatches is there. We'll go ahead and do that. The packaging is really cute. Splotches of paint. It's a very soft, almost like slightly rubbery feeling. So it's very, very comfortable to hold in the hands. Oh, my nails match. Very sturdy, like all of her palettes. You can pop some shades out. So worst case, I can make my dream palette by just popping out other shades from other palettes and rearranging them. That's the color story. So like I said, it definitely still leans slightly more purple. Here we have some purple, that's kind of purpley, burgundy. Like it does have sort of those retro MIDI palette vibes, and I don't have that palette. So I would love to hear from you guys down below that do have that MIDI retro. How do you feel this compares with it? I mean, I don't think it's exactly the same, obviously. Let's go over some swatches. So from top row to bottom row, we have the blackest black, which swatched not overly black to me, but I think having a black in the palette is amazing. Aspiration, a really nice neutral brown. Those two shades to me are just like must-haves in any palette. So I love that she added a dark brown and then a beautiful black. Serenity swatches so beautifully. It's just a very kind of reminds me of Woodwinked by MAC, where it's like a one and done sort of shimmery brown shadow. Carpe Diem, a very nice slightly deepening transition shade. And Babies is so pretty. It just has a beautiful, beautiful sheen to it. Next row, Instinct, very creamy. Thrill, definitely a very beautiful shade as well. More of a topper consistency in my opinion. Unity, amazing, amazing crease shade. Risk is pretty too. Again, it's not overly pigmented, so it'll be easy to kind of build up that crease with that shade. And then Invention is a beautiful, slightly like duochrome, but really, really sparkly shade. A little bit crumbly, so I feel like that shade you need to be a little bit more careful with. Next row or final row, Vision, beautiful duochrome green to purple. Kind of reminds me of something in the trichrome palette. Edgy is very, very nice. Like it's definitely creamy, but again, did we need both edgy and Instinct? I mean, they swatch very similar. The Spontaneous, absolutely beautiful for inner corner, brow bone shade. I love having a champagne in the palette. Nurture is a beautiful transition shade, and then Familia, a beautiful warm brown that I think will tie in nice with those cooler toned shades as well. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of an eye look. It's funny, when I get a new palette, I almost veer towards the shades that I'm not as interested in. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just for me to justify the fact that I don't love the purples, but I will use them. I don't know. It's so strange. So I instinctually don't want to go in with the purples, but I might add either instinct or edgy to my look at some stage of the game. So I'm going to use probably Unity first and just go in. And of course, like NATASHA DENONA shadows, it does the blending for you. So pretty. This is a really, really good transition shade for me. It has a nice peachy undertone. I feel like it's pigmented enough that it'll work on a lot of skin tones. Well, that was no work at all. I'm gonna go ahead and just deepen up the crease a little bit, and I'm gonna go in probably with Carpe Diem. This is just to kind of like deepen up the crease. And it does that beautifully. It just creates a little bit more dimension. Now I wanna use something as like my main shimmer shade. Like what do I do? Do I use Babies? Babies is so nice, and I can just maybe build it up with some of the purple shade. Yeah, let's go ahead. So I'm going to use Babies, which is right there, and just kind of put it all over my lid. So creamy, you guys. Oh, so pretty. I don't know if you can see that. So far, I'm really digging this palette, you guys. Wow, that is a beautiful, beautiful, warm, but slightly like rose gold, a bit of coolness in that shimmer. It is so pretty. Wow. Next, I'm gonna go in and just kind of like deepen things up a little bit more, and I'm gonna go in and use one of the purples. No choice. I need to get used to it because they do have, you know, there's only 2 shades really. I shouldn't be complaining that much. So I'm gonna go in with probably this shade here. And that one's called Edgy. It's really dark. I don't know what I'm doing. Why would I go in with such a dark shade? Just deepens it up a little bit. It's that cream to powder kind of shade. And I think a shade like this would work really well over the whole lid, and then putting a shimmer on top, it would just kind of create a really nice base. So that's pretty good. Nothing too crazy. Take Unity again, that first shade, and just fill in there. Kind of want to do a little bit more shimmer, but let's line our eyes first. Let's go in with that Blackest Black. It's a good shade. It's a really nice black, you guys. It just goes on really easy. It didn't swatch amazing, I'm not gonna lie, but it really is performing really, really well. Let's go in with a bit of Vision. That's that really, really green to purple duochrome shade. Is that gonna create some muddiness? Just put a little bit. Kind of made it a little bit more sultry. So I'm going to go back in with a bit of Unity, Carpe Diem, those first 2 transition shades, and just kind of blow it out just a little bit. I'm going to use Spontaneous. I think that's a good inner corner and brow bone shade. So pretty. Okay guys, I'm blown away. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so easy to work with. Oh my gosh, I really like it. Well, that's a good thing. I don't know why I'm being like sad about that. It's a good thing. Now let's go and use a topper shade just all over the lid just to create extra sparkle. So we're gonna go in with Thrill because I just want to use as many shades kind of as possible. So again, that's gonna have like a topper effect. So we'll just dab it on for some extra sparkle. Okay, and I think I'm good. That is so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara and be right back. Guys, I'm back with the mascara. This is insanely pretty. I'm just gonna give you guys a bit of a close-up. So, so pretty. And honestly, those purples that I was just so scared of for some reason are muted enough that they just enhance. And of course, I'm sure you could build them up or maybe use them a little bit more intensely, maybe wet, that one shade, but for the most part, it just really works with those beautiful warm tones, and it just creates a very kind of like enhanced effect, just gives it more dimension, and I'm good with that. I'm cool with those purple tones. Yeah, we need to go ahead and use the face palette. Let's bronze. I'm just gonna use my Chanel bronzer from the summer. I really like this one. Kind of reminds me of summer because of the scent still, that typical beige scent. I don't know if it's still available, so I apologize if I'm using it and you like it and can't find it. So how have you guys been? I feel like it's been so long. Lots has happened on our end of it. Just a lot of transitions. We did get a puppy beginning of July, so July 1st. And then we went on vacation. We took him with us. And it's just been really focused on the girls. And then they started school. And we're still, of course, dealing with him being a puppy and his little puppy phases. We got him neutered just last week, and it's just been a lot. I feel like I needed just to take a break from YouTube because it wouldn't have been fair for me not to focus, of course, on stuff happening at home. So I hope you guys understand, and I'm really excited to be back. And I feel like that now my kids are in school, it frees up days in the week for me. So if I'm not at work and they're at school, I have the day to really, really focus on cleaning, yes, keeping my house in order, but also filming. So just a touch of bronze on the face, nothing crazy, because we do want to see what the face palette looks like and how it performs. Beautiful, beautiful packaging for the 3 products inside. And I actually prefer the fact that it's a little bit more compact than her 4-pan palette. So pretty. I feel like, the blush is a bit more warm toned than I would have liked. It kind of reminds me of the blush in her Glam face palette, the light version that came out. But let's take a look at some swatches left to right. So the blush, the cream highlighter, and then the kind of more powdery or cream to powder highlighter. And then the lipstick I just kind of threw in with the swatches as well, is fully on the right there. So it swatches beautifully. I'm not a fan of the cream to powder blushes that she does. I just feel like they're not really creamy, but they're not really powdery, and they sort of just sit on the skin. And we'll see how it goes. I'm using a Sonia G classic base brush. So it applies like a dream, like it literally applies itself. I didn't have to really dig in, but as you guys can tell already, it is very warm toned. It's almost like a rosewood shade to me. I do wish it was a little more cool toned, kind of like her lipstick, the way it's swatched, a little bit more cool toned. I do like the formula. I feel like it applies really, really easily, and it does feel like it's adhering to the skin a little bit better than some of her previous formulas. I think there was that latest blush duo, I feel like rose something. Rose collection. I need a rose or something collection. And that one just, it felt a little bit drier, and it felt a little bit more like it just sat on the skin. This does feel really, really nice on the skin. And it kind of gives like almost like an airbrush effect. This one's the Real Techniques brush. This is the face or contour brush. And let's just go in. A little bit harder to pick up. There we go. We'll repeat on the other side. So I'm just kind of like going in with a little bit more pressure. Oh, it's so pretty. And honestly, as soon as you put the highlighter cream on, it kind of makes the shade look a little bit less terracotta and a little bit more neutral. Am I crazy? Like, do you guys see that too? I like that. I actually really like that. I feel like I wasn't enjoying the shade of the blush, and then I put this cream on top and it looks really good. Wow, okay, that's cool. Let's go ahead and use a slightly cream to powder highlighter topper and create an even crazier shine. Yeah. Okay, I love it. Look at me being all this like downer going into this review and just being blown away now. And I guess when you have so much makeup, you're just like, how could anything impress me at this point? But this has impressed me. Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm gonna add a little bit more blush because I feel like the highlighter really took over at some stage here. So just a little bit, just kind of dab it on. And that's good. Sorry, I'm just gonna put a touch more bronzer. I didn't contour my nose and I feel like I usually like to, but I'll just put a little bit of bronzer there. And that should be okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right. Last but not least, let's put on a quick lip. I'm going to just use a Charlotte Tilbury lip liner Pillow Talk. Just a touch, nothing crazy. I didn't want to purchase her lip liner. I don't know how I feel about that formula, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I need another lip liner, so I didn't get it. And then the lipstick was, I don't know, the shade looked really, really good, like a beautiful, neutral, almost cool tone pink. So I couldn't resist, even though I'm not necessarily a fan of her lipsticks. I feel like they're almost too emollient, and they just almost don't dry down or adhere to the lips enough for me. The packaging is very beautiful though, like that same soft kind of like rubbery feeling on it. And then the swatches I showed you guys with the face palette. So let's just do another little swatch. It almost has a slightly cool neutral, not brownie though, like it is very neutral. Neutral, slightly mauvey, pinky shade. I like to kind of dab it. That way I get it kind of on less thick and it'll hopefully stay on. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. I love this shade. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's like totally my lips, but better. Oh my gosh, I love it. I think this could suit a lot of people. It's pigmented enough for darker skin tones. It's not overly cool tone, so it's not going to be ashy. And then it's not overly warm toned either. It just has that beautiful neutrality to it. It's tying in with the eye look really well. This is so great, you guys. This is such a great collection for the everyday makeup lover. Wow, wow, wow. Same formula as before. So yes, it is very creamy. I feel like just dabbing it on though, it's created a little bit of a less thick kind of consistency or feeling on the skin. Kind of adhered a little bit better. Very moisturizing, very comfortable, very plumping effect as well. I feel really, really good with this makeup look. A bit more intense on the eyes than I would go for on a daily basis. Well, maybe not, depends on the day. Not gonna lie, sometimes I go to work and I'm wearing a full-blown eye look. But for the most part, I still think it looks natural. I still think the textures make it look natural. So before I get ahead of myself with my final thoughts, let's zoom out so you can kind of get the full effect, and then I'll go over what I think. As you guys can probably tell, I love it. But okay, all right. So you guys, I'm very impressed with all three products that I purchased. I went in kind of skeptical because I'm like, oh, there's just too much purple for the eye palette, or oh, the blush looks too rosewood, too terracotta. And after applying everything, I feel like there's something for everybody to love about this. There's something interesting with those duochrome shades and those purples, like that creates interest. And then the face palette is just so beautiful. It's blinding, but yet the textures are very, very suitable for any age. And if you have a bit of texture on your skin, if you have some fine lines that, you know, you're kind of like worried about highlighting, it's not going to highlight in a negative way. It's not going to highlight the texture. It's just literally going to make your skin glow. Yeah, I love the blush after putting on the highlighter. I feel like it just made it look like the most neutral wearable blush that allows you to go crazier with the eye look if you want to. And then the lipstick is just the most beautiful, neutral, slightly cool toned pink. It is just so gorgeous. It has enough pigment so that pretty much anybody, you know, across the board with your skin tone can wear. If you're fair, don't worry, just dab on a very, very small amount. If you have a darker skin tone, you can go a little bit more crazy with the application. And I feel like it would just look beautiful on everyone. So wow, wow, wow. If you don't have a ton of stuff from NATASHA DENONA, this is the one to really get. It's fun, it's pretty, it's well thought out, and I don't see how someone could not like it. And again, me going in not wanting purple and still enjoying it, like that does say a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you, or at least it was entertaining to watch. I wish you guys all the best. I can't wait to see you soon. I am gonna post more often now, I do promise you that. Oh, and before you go, if you haven't watched actually the Chanel video where I used the Chanel Le Beige Touch product, it is so good. I'm gonna actually link that next for you guys to watch if you haven't seen it yet. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.